right. Moving on. Let's talk about time management. Yes. If you have not spoken, can you tell us what time management means? Very simple. Just tell us what this is time management. All right. The floor is open once again. Anybody? What is time management?
So time management is basically because we all have 24 hours in a day, like we said in one of our trainings. So making best use of the hours that you have set out for the things you want to do, and managing it throughout through your whole day to achieve your task and your goals.
Okay. All right. So time management is the process of planning, organizing, and prioritizing tasks and activities to maximize productivity and achieve goals within a given time frame. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 factors actually highlighted there. So when we say time management is the process of planning, this actually involves setting clear objectives and determining the necessary steps to achieve them. When we say organizing talks about arranging your tasks, your resources, and schedules in a systematic manner to ensure efficient workflow. And talking about uh, prioritizing tasks, this actually involves identifying the most important and urgent tasks and allocating time and resources accordingly. So maximizing productivity, I think we talked about that. Achieving goal. Actually, the goal of time management is in the real sense is to achieve your desired outcomes within the specific deadlines or time frames. So there are times whereby we are being given a task and you are asked to submit that particular task probably tomorrow or next week. What time management actually does at the end of the day, if you meet up with that deadline, it actually shows in the real sense that you have managed your time well, regardless. All right. What are the benefits of effective time management? I will just run through this. The first one there is increase productivity. The second one is reduced stress. Third one is improved decision making. When you manage your time effectively, you have more time to think and make informed decisions, and this will actually lead to better outcomes. Better work-life balance. In our last team training, I think last week, Mrs. G actually talked about work-life balance. Time management helps you allocate time for work, for family, and for personal interest. And this will actually lead to a better balance between your professional life and your personal life. The fifth one there is enhanced focus and concentration. The last one talks about achievement of goals. All right, so let's talk about strategies for improving time management. There are actually different strategies, uh, for us to improve our time management. For the purpose of this training, I listed, I think, eight of them. So I think I will just start and then I'll just go straight into it. So the first one there is set clear goals. Before you can before you start managing your time, before you just enter, the first thing you need to do is you need to set clear goals. Define what you want to achieve and break it down, into smaller manageable tasks. This will actually help you stay focused and motivated. In the recent, setting clear goals is actually very crucial for effective time management. I've said that because when you set clear goals, number one, you have direction. As you can see the picture I used there, you have direction when you set clear goals, and you also have focus. If you're a camera guy or you're a media person, when you're trying to snap there, it's possible for you to go out of focus. So before you say you want to manage time, you need to set clear goals, and clear goals will actually help you to prioritize your activities. To help you to avoid distraction and also to stay motivated. All right, and to set clear goals, I need to say this. Mr. Obra always say this every time that you have to make sure that your goals are specific, they are measurable, they are achievable, they are relevant, and also they are time bound. This approach will actually help you in managing your time. The second one there, of course, is to prioritize your tasks. You need to identify the most important and urgent tasks and tackle them first. So I think it was in our last trading that Mr. Biola did a matrix, I think the Eisenhower matrix that talked about important different type of tasks, and he divided them into four. The first one was important and urgent task, and he mentioned that these are tasks that actually require immediate attention, and this should be done as soon as possible. The second one that he mentioned was important but not urgent. So you have some tasks that are actually very important, but they are not urgent, and they are mostly called long-term goals actually. Because at the same time that they are important, because they are important, you can't just jump into them. The question is, what is the urgency? Are you delivering these tasks tomorrow, next week? If you are delivering these tasks, in the next few months, it's better you address the one that is actually urgent. Then we have ones that are urgent but not important. So these are tasks that actually require immediate attention, but they don't contribute significantly, to your goals. The fourth one is not important and not urgent. These tasks, they neither contribute to your goals nor require immediate attention. They're actually time wasters. Not important and not urgent tasks are actually time wasters. And you need to actually eliminate these tasks. Once you set your clear goal and you're trying to prioritize your tasks, you should divide your tasks into four, like I mentioned, and try to see the ones that are important but not urgent, like that. All right, the third one, once you are done, once you have prioritized your task, the next step is to create a schedule that outlines when you will work on each task. So a well planned schedule, helps you manage your time more effectively and ensures that you allocate enough time to complete important tasks. Let me just share some tips when it comes to creating a schedule. Of course, you have to use a calendar. When we say schedule, you have to use a calendar, either digital or physical, whichever one works for you. You use a calendar to schedule your tasks and appointment, and on that calendar, you make sure to include deadlines and important days in order to help you stay on track. When you're creating a schedule, you have to be realistic. You know, when creating your schedule, be realistic about how much time each task will take. Avoid overloading your schedule, as this can lead to burnout and also decreased productivity. The third one is include breaks. When you're creating your schedule, there should be a point where you need to have a break. Okay, it can be a short breaks. It can be 10 minutes. It can be 15 minutes. It can even be 20 minutes, so that you can rest and recharge. So taking breaks can help you also maintain focus and also help you avoid burnout or stress. All right. The fourth strategy is to eliminate time wasters. Uh, you know, time wasters are, I think they are actually activities that consume your time without adding much value to your goals or your priorities. From the word time wasters, they waste your time. And how do you eliminate time wasters? Or let me say, okay, let me just give example of common time wasters and strategies to eliminate them. First on our list, I will mention is excessive social media use. Actually, social media can be a major time sink if not managed properly. So you actually need to set specific times during the day to check and respond to your social media messages and your apps, or you have to actually limit social media. When it's time for work, let it be work. Okay. The second time waster that we have also is unnecessary meetings. Meetings that are not productive or relevant can actually waste a lot of time. So before scheduling or attending a meeting, you need to ask yourself, is this necessary? And you need to also ask, is your presence actually required? If not, you need to consider alternative ways to communicate. It can be like a message or an email or even a voice note. Just send a person a voice note. It's not compulsory that we have a meeting. Another time waster there is over planning. While planning is very essential for effective time management, over planning can lead to spending too much time planning and not enough time doing. So there's a possibility whereby you over plan. At the end of the day, you have little time even to do what you have already planned. So, and the last one there is a perfectionist, perfectionism. Spending too much time trying to make things perfect can also be a time waster, especially if it prevents you from completing a task in a timely manner. All right, the fifth one here is learn to say no. Personally, I have an issue with this, and I think one of my recent study or research has actually been, reading books on how to say no. Many of us struggle with saying no because we want to be helpful. Some of us we don't want to say no because we want to avoid conflict or fear. Fear can actually also lead you not to say no. However, when you say yes to every request or commitment, this can lead to overcommitment. It can lead to stress, and at the end of the day, it can reduce your productivity. So, how do you say no? uh you know there is so when you're learning to say no, you also need to learn how to say it. It's not just saying no. Can you do this for me? You say no. No, 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 that's not what I'm trying to say. So there's let me just give you some key points to consider. In saying no, you need to one of the first thing that you need factors that you need to consider is boundaries. You need to set boundaries. Saying no is actually about setting boundaries and prioritizing your time and energy. It is very important to be clear about your limits and not feel guilty about saying no when you need to. The second one is for you have to evaluate your request. Before you saying yes to a request, before saying yes to a task, before saying yes to an activity, take time to evaluate the importance and how it aligns with your goals and priorities. It can also be your company goals in this kind of a situation. And if it doesn't align or this will take up too much time, it's actually okay to decline. Uh, the third one is for you to be assertive. When saying no, you have to be firm but also polite. You don't need to offer, when you start, if you're not polite about saying no, some people just say no and there is no emotional intelligence. You need to offer lengthy, you don't need to offer explanation or excuses. Just simply, I am sorry, but I can't commit to this right now. And there's a way you say it. Saying I am sorry is different from saying I am sorry. All right. So the fourth one, whenever you are saying no, is to offer alternatives. Uh, if you are unable to say yes to a request, you can consider offering alternatives. Uh, for example, you can suggest someone else who may be able to help or offer to help in a different way that fits better with your schedule. It's not compulsory you do everything. Also, when saying no or when you're learning to say no, you need to practice what we call self-care. Saying no is actually an act of self-care. It actually allows you to prioritize your well-being and focus on what truly matters to you. Remember that it is okay, all right, to prioritize yourself and your needs. All right, that's that about that. The sixth one there is to use time management tools. We cannot overstress this one. I think Fawaz mentioned in his last presentation about different tools that we can actually use to manage our time. Uh, I've mentioned calendar already. We have online calendar such as the Google Calendar, or for most of us who are Microsoft, you can use Outlook Calendar. This can actually help you to schedule your tasks and appointments. This is one of the best tool of Mr. Obra. Mr. Obra uses Google Calendar a lot. And when you see, if you're opportune to even look at his calendar, first of all, you'll be scared because he already has everything tailored. He has all the tasks that he needs to do, what he needs to do in the next 3-4 months. It's already on a calendar. You can also use to-do list. To-do lists are actually very simple, and they can help you to track your task. You can create daily or weekly to-do list, and once they are done, you can check them off. We actually have apps. There's an app called Todoist, without the L. You can use Trello, and you can also use Microsoft To Do. That's actually an app. And the third one, you can use project management softwares, like we do in the Obra company. We make use of Asana. Asana is actually a very important tool, to manage your time. It can actually help you to break down your task. It can assign deadlines, and you can actually track progress. Uh, the fourth one is what we call the Pomodoro technique. I wanted to put that particular technique. I think this was used by Google. The Pomodoro technique is a time management method that involves working in a short focus burst, usually 25 minutes, followed by a short break. So when you work for 25 minutes stretch, you can just have a short break, probably maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes short break to refresh. The third one, actually, the fifth one is time tracking apps. We have different time tracking apps that can actually help you to analyze how you are spending your time. They can this time tracking apps can actually track the time you spend on different tasks and activities. There's one thing we call, I think, the Smarter Up or something like that. I use it on my phone. It's after the end of each day, it can actually tell me what I've been doing throughout the day, most especially on my phone. All right. So the seventh one talks about take regular breaks. Of course, taking regular breaks is also an essential part of effective time management and productivity. While it may seem counterintuitive to take breaks when you have a lot to do, research actually shows that taking short breaks can actually improve your focus and productivity. And here is why. When you take regular breaks, it actually helps you to prevent burnout. Working for long hours or long periods without break can lead to burnout. And burnout is actually a state of physical or emotional, mental exhaustion. Taking breaks actually allows you to recharge and avoid burnout. When you take regular breaks, it helps you in improving your focus. Our brains can only focus on a task for a certain amount of time before becoming fatigued. So taking breaks helps reset your brain and improve your ability to concentrate, when you return to work. Taking regular breaks also boosts creativity. Breaks gives your mind the opportunity to wander. This can actually lead to, new ideas and creative solutions to problems. There are times whereby that task because of the time being or anything, you cannot tackle it. When you just take a break, just like a rest or something, when you come back, you are recharged, and probably you now have better ways of doing that. And when you take regular breaks also, it enhances your physical health. As remote workers, we sit for long periods, uh, and this can actually affect our health, and this can lead to back pain or even eye strain when you look at your laptop for too long. So taking breaks allows you to stretch, to move around and reduce the risk of these health issues. Also, when you take regular breaks, it improves your overall well-being. It helps you to reduce stress, and it gives you time to relax, unwind, and focus on activities that bring you joy. All right, the last one there, the last strategy is actually to review and adjust. All right, so When we talk about reviewing and adjusting, we talk about setting clear goals from the beginning, prioritizing tasks. After you've done all this, you need to go back and review. Review just talks about, viewing what you have done again, trying to see if these things are realistic. A lot of us just model up on our Google Calendar. We just put every task on our to-do list. We want to do everything at the same time. But when you now sit down to now, you now want to be realistic to see that, okay, these things that I've done, are they realistic? So when you review, after you are done reviewing, the next thing you need to do is to adjust. So there's no crime in adjusting your calendar to suit, your current stature or what you have discovered. So in order for you to review and adjust, like I mentioned, reviewing is not something that you do once in a while. It has to be regular. Set you need to set aside time periodically to review your progress and assess how well you are managing your time. This can actually be done. This could be done daily, weekly, or even monthly, depending on your preferences and the nature of your task. In reviewing and adjusting, you need to evaluate your progress. During your review, evaluate how well you have accomplished your goals and completed your task, and identify any areas where where you fall short or you've encountered challenges. Also, you need to identify areas for improvement. Reflect on those factors that contributed to your success and your failures in managing your time. Identify any pattern or habits that may be hindering your productivity, and adjust your schedule, like I mentioned. So based on this evaluation, you make adjustment to your schedule and your priorities, and this could involve reallocating time to high priority tasks, eliminating or delegating low value activities, or reorganizing your workflow. In reviewing and adjusting, you can also set new goals. So you use your review as an opportunity to set new goals or adjust the existing ones. Also, when you are reviewing and when you are adjusting, you have to seek feedback. If possible, seek feedback from your colleagues, your supervisors, or your mentors on your time management skills. They may actually offer valuable insights and suggestions for improvement. And lastly, you need to monitor your progress. Continuously monitor your progress towards your goals, and be willing to make further adjustments as needed. Time management is actually an ongoing process that requires constant evaluation and adaptation. All right. So, in conclusion, as we move forward, just want to encourage each and every one of us to reflect on your own time management practices, and or and consider how you can incorporate some of the strategies that we have discussed today into your daily routine. By taking control of your time and prioritizing your task, you can enhance productivity, you can reduce stress, and you can achieve your goals more effectively. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming out even to listen to me, and see you next time.